They called him quiet, polite, invisible. In the thick summer heat of Milwaukee, no one noticed Jeffrey Dahmer. He blended into the background like a shadow that never moved, thin glasses resting on his face, an awkward half-smile, eyes that never quite met yours for long. He wasn't loud, he wasn't threatening, he didn't stand out. To his neighbors, he was just another man living alone in a tired apartment building, the kind of person you forget the moment you walk past him. But behind that door, something was waiting. Jeffrey Dahmer was born in 1960, an ordinary child in an ordinary American family. Nothing about his early life screamed monster, no warning signs written in bold letters, just small cracks that went unnoticed. His parents fought often. The house felt cold, quiet, lonely, and Jeffrey learned something very early on. Silence felt safer than being seen. As he grew older, that silence didn't comfort him anymore. It hollowed him out. While other children formed friendships, Jeffrey withdrew. He struggled to connect. He didn't feel anger the way others did. What he felt was emptiness, an endless, echoing void that terrified him more than violence ever could. By his teenage years, Jeffrey became fascinated with death, not in a dramatic way, not with blood or chaos, but with stillness. He dissected animals, studied bones, watched life disappear. To him, death meant control. It meant permanence. Nothing could leave, nothing could abandon him. It wasn't rage that drove him, it was the fear of being alone. In 1978, the line was crossed. Jeffrey picked up a hitchhiker, a young man who trusted him, someone who believed they would arrive safely at their destination. They didn't. That night, Jeffrey Dahmer killed for the first time, and something inside him clicked into place. Not relief, not pleasure, but certainty. He had discovered a way to silence the emptiness, if only for a moment, and he didn't stop. Throughout the 1980s, men began to disappear. From bars, from bus stops, from sidewalks no one paid attention to. Young men, many from marginalized communities, men the world wasn't watching closely. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't chase his victims. He didn't force them. He invited them. With charm, with money, with promises of photographs or drinks. Once inside his apartment, music played loudly, always loudly, so no one would hear what happened next. But here's the truth. Jeffrey didn't want screams. Screams meant resistance. Screams meant chaos. Jeffrey wanted silence. Inside that apartment, horrors unfolded that defy comprehension. The smell became unbearable. Neighbors complained. They called the landlord. They called the police. And again, police knocked on Jeffrey's door. Each time, he smiled. He explained. He apologized. He said there was a misunderstanding. And every time, they believed him. One night, something unthinkable happened. A victim escaped, barely alive, injured, confused, terrified. He collapsed outside, begging for help. Neighbors called the police immediately. When officers arrived, Jeffrey followed calmly behind them. He spoke gently, casually. He told them it was just a lover's dispute, a misunderstanding between two men. The victim tried to speak. He couldn't. The officers looked at Jeffrey Dahmer, and they handed the victim back to him. That night, the boy died, and the world moved on, unaware of what it had just allowed to happen. For years, Jeffrey continued. Bodies, remains, evidence hidden in plain sight. The smell worsened, complaints increased. Still, nothing stopped him. Because evil doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers politely. In 1991, everything finally collapsed. One intended victim managed to escape, this time for good. Police followed him back to Jeffrey's apartment. When they entered, the truth could no longer hide. They found photographs, remains, proof of horrors that words struggled to describe. 17 lives were taken, 17 names history almost forgot. When Jeffrey Dahmer was arrested, he didn't run, he didn't fight, he didn't deny what he had done. He sat quietly, empty. In interviews, he spoke without emotion, not proud, not remorseful, as if he were describing someone else's life. The emptiness was still there, and this time it couldn't be silenced. In 1994, another inmate ended Jeffrey's life inside prison. But his death didn't end the story, because the question remains: how many times did people stand inches away from evil and choose comfort over truth? How many doors were knocked on and never opened far enough? How many lives were lost because Jeffrey Dahmer looked harmless? Evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it looks quiet, polite, invisible. And sometimes it lives right next door.